Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your host, me. If this is your first time here, every day we come together, we pick some home runs, we have fun, and we remember that we're probably going to lose because home runs are incredibly volatile and hard to predict. So while they are fun to bet, we need to temper our expectations and adjust our bankroll accordingly. Yesterday was not an overall great day. We did hit two of our round robin parlay with Brent Rooker and Matt Olson. Max Muncy got hurt in the game, left early. I did say I love the Cubs bats, and while the Cubs ended up winning the game 5-4, they hit 0 home runs and Cleveland hit 3, or was it 4 home runs? Either way, complete misread on my part. I take full responsibility. I apologize for leading you down the wrong path. Now, if you'll notice here, there's a smoker in my living room. I bought a 8-pound pork shoulder, and I didn't want to put it in my oven for 10 to 12 hours in the middle of summer. My oven is also very old and inefficient and small. And I also didn't want to waste a great deal. Did I tell you how much it cost? $7. It was 8 pounds, $7. It was half off. And so I thought, well, the most reasonable thing I could do is go out and buy a smoker, because that makes sense. So now I have an expensive pork shoulder. So here's what I'll tell you, a little backstory. And the reason why this video is early, some of you may be saying, well, Green Means Go, it's not 9:30 yet and you're posting. Wow, I'm proud of you. It is a small slate, but also I have to go to Best Buy to get a thermometer because I hear you need that. I did not realize that the smoking, I always was scared of smoking meats because I felt like it was a club that I was not in. I felt like you have to be a certain type of individual to be into the meat smoking, club. And I don't feel like I fit into the club, but maybe I want to dip my toes into the club. So I went to Lowe's yesterday. They had this smoker for $129. And I go in, there's only one left. And the box was pretty beat up. It was ripped in some places. And I could see the smallest dent, and you can actually see it. It's right here. You can see kind of a discoloration right here on the thing. And so I said, hey, do you guys have another one? I don't want to take this home and have it be defective. And she said, it's actually the only one. Go up to customer service. Maybe they have some back stock. Maybe they'll give you a discount. So I go up to customer service, explain all the things to her. She says, okay, yeah, we'll take care of it. She's like, is the rest of this stuff yours? Which was some charcoal and some wood pellets and mouse traps, because everybody has mice, guys. All right, please don't cast judgment. We left town for a week, and a few days. When that happens, the mice decide that it's their home. It's not a lot, but there's evidence. We keep a clean house, I promise. Mice happen. So she starts scanning all my things, and I'm like, is she going to tell me how much the smoker costs with this discount she's going to give me? Because I don't want to buy it if she's going to take off $10. She goes, 50% off good? Is it good? Darling. I didn't say darling. That feels weird. That's great. 50% off. I got a $60 smoker. So today is the day, because I don't have any practice. This is going to be my first run. I don't want to say I'm going to eat it on the 4th of July and jinx it, but I'd like to have, some smoked pork shoulder on the 4th of July. So I have to run to Best Buy to get a meat thermometer, which I guess you need, one that connects to your phone. This is becoming a very expensive $7 pork shoulder, guys. $7 pork shoulder, $60 thing, some charcoal, and now I got to buy a thermometer. So I will update you. I thought about making a video about my experience, but I thought nobody wants to watch me handle meat and discuss my adventure. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm fibbing. So that's on the docket for today. Hopefully we hit some home runs along the way. We're having fun and we're taking names. Our color coding is going phenomenally, and that's about all we can speak to. Let's talk about today. Game in Miami is not one I'm confident in. I think the pitching could be fine. I see this game going under, even though it's only like a 7.5 total. Both of these teams look pretty stagnant. Trevor Larnach, Byron Buxton, Agustin Ramirez, and Jesus Sanchez would be my leans. Game in Colorado is probably your best spot for home runs today. Brandon Walter and Kyle Freeland. No, not Brandon Walter. It's Brandon Walter. And Kyle Freeland are pitching for both of these teams, lefties. So I think you can get some action with the righties. And we know Houston has a lot of righties. So I do like Houston today. Cam Smith, Isaac Paredes, and Brenton Doyle would be my leans. And again, this is probably the best spot, but the prices likely are indicative of such. Washington and Detroit, we see Detroit continue to have success. I hope against Jake Irvin they can do the same. Riley Green at 375 is a little low. He hit 2 yesterday. What are the odds he goes back-to-back? I don't know. I'm not going to think about it. I like his matchup. We'll play him. Zach McKinstry at 880. Ahmad Rosario is tempting of a solo straight play. Truly. 980, but I'm not going to do it. Game in Toronto is just as average gets. Jazz, Cody, and Vlad would be my leans, all at the prices listed there. New York, the pitching I think won't, in this one could excel. Jose Quintana and David Peterson, both lefties. I say lots of contradictions because the wind is blowing to right, which means lefties who pull are going to have success or help with the wind. However, the teams are probably less inclined to start lefties against lefty pitching. So then you're going to have righties who pull into the wind. You know, will it be that detrimental? I hope not, because I did take some plays from this game, but it is something that I had my eye on. Jackson Churio at 780, Caleb Durbin 11-1, and Mark Ventos at 6-1. Now, I will say, I believe I had a dream about Mark Ventos. Is it Ventos or Vientos? Help me out with my pronunciation, please. Regardless, 6-1 I think is a really good price for a guy who has the power. And now that I sit here and I know I didn't play him, there's a chance that I maybe work him in some way because, I had a dream after all. Look at all this yellow. It is an average day on the slate. It is just average as average gets, both from pitching, park, and overall. Game in Atlanta, Nolan Schanuel and Mike Trout are my leans. Jose Soriano is pitching for the Angels. He's been very good this year at not allowing home runs. I'm going to trust that he will continue and bring that to the table today. Bryce Elder has been the opposite, been very poor, not only this season, but lately at allowing home runs. LA is the underdog. I did not have them as an official underdog play. There were a couple of things, I just think that Soriano, while he may not allow the home run, he may be hit today. And so that makes me a little nervous. I do think the value in this game is on the LA side, but it's not going to be an official straight solo play. Game in Chicago, again, I apologize for yesterday's complete lack of accuracy. That's on me. I take responsibility. Kyle Manzardo, Kyle Tucker, and Michael Busch. You want to do a Kyle parlay, a little Kyle squared, a couple Kyle tiles? Go ahead, run them. I'm not going to, but you're welcome to do so. Game in Arizona. I like San Francisco's money line here, or I like the over. If you don't think Robbie Ray is going to bring it today, if you think the Arizona Diamondbacks will have success against Robbie Ray, take the over. If you think that that's not the case, take San Francisco. I think Brandon Pfaadt's going to get hit by the Giants. Willy Adames, Julio Ramos, Eugenio Suarez, and Randall Grichuk will be my leans. Game in Seattle is ugly. Seth Lugo and Logan Evans. You may not see a home run in this game. I should probably make this red. Cal Raleigh, crazy. Green means go. You're dipping below 300. That's not like you. I understand that. You don't have to remind me. I didn't play him, but he's a lean. I think he's the best option in this game, even at 255, which again is crazy. Dominic Canzone at 560 is fine. LA and Chicago, last game of the night. Who have I become? Yes, you see it. Shohei Ohtani, 174. Not only are you dipping below 300, you're dipping below 200. 174. What's the implied probability of that? Yeah, I know it's not great, but I like the matchup, and he's at home, so fine. Tommy Edman, 720, Mike Tauchman, 780, and Andrew Benintendi, 700. I do feel pretty good today. Here are the official plays. Caleb Durbin has a straight at 11-1. That is Milwaukee's Caleb Durbin. With maybe an honorable mention to Mark Ventos. And I don't know, when I was reading this, there was somebody else that stuck out. Dominic Canzone at 560 is not bad. A little Kyle. Round robin. We're going to go with Jesus Sanchez, Riley Green, Isaac Paredes, Mike Trout, and Kyle Tucker. This is going to be on Camby, which a lot of you don't have access to or have burnt your account. It's a 0.22 unit total play. I did the by twos, the by threes, the by fours, and a buck. Guys, you got to remind me. And a buck on the whole parlay. Dog of the day, none today. My most likely candidate, honorable mention, is the LA Angels, and because of that, I have looped them into my DraftKings 25% boost. Detroit money line, LA money line, San Francisco money line, and the over in the nightcap. Dodgers, White Sox. And for our FanDuel 30% boost, we're going to try to get rich. We're going to try to get independently wealthy. We're going to try to change the entire scope of this series. We're going to try to pull ourselves not only out of this 2-unit deficit, but the 7-unit deficit that we still have lurking like a dark cloud from when we were acting reckless-ish, recklesser than we are now. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Jackson Chourio, Michael Busch, 3 swings of the bat, and we will be up on the year in a massive way. Why not us? Why not today? Why not when I probe my meat, late this evening, wrap it in foil. I hear you got to do that because pork will stall at 160. I've done my research, guys. When I wrap my meat late in the night, and I look down at my phone and I see Michael Busch has completed the triple axel. Because we already had Vlad and we already had Chourio, and then we get Michael Busch as I'm wrapping that meat. Michael Busch paid for that smoker, paid for the charcoal, paid for the thermometer. And he certainly paid for the shoulder. Why not us? Why not today? Believe. And bet responsibly, of course, because we're not going to hit it. See you tomorrow.